Greetings, one and all. NHL Commissioner and the man that every hockey fan loves to hate, Gary Bettman, announced on Thursday that an ownership group from Seattle has been authorised to file an application for an NHL expansion team. This means that the NHL might be heading to Seattle! The cost of setting up this Seattle franchise would be $650 million, $150 million higher than the $500 million Vegas Golden Knights owner Bill Foley had to pay for his franchise, but this is due to the value of the team in a specific market, and the $150 million extra allows for inflation between now and the team joining the league. Also, this new Seattle team would begin its play during the NHL's 2020/21 season. The ownership group for this proposed Seattle franchise includes Hollywood producer Jerry Bruckheimer and private equity CEO David Bonderman, who would be in charge of the NHL's 32nd team if this plan comes to fruition. It is, however, important to emphasise that the ownership group have only been given permission to apply for an NHL expansion team, and that this isn't a done deal yet. There are plenty of hoops that need to be jumped through first before this team sees its first NHL game. However, Seattle has become a viable option for an NHL expansion team due to the plan of a privately financed $600 million renovation of Key Arena, which was opened in 1962 and was the home of the NBA Seattle Supersonics during their several tenures in the city. Fun fact, Seattle actually housed the first American-based hockey team to ever win the Stanley Cup. The feat was done by the Seattle Metropolitans, who played in the Pacific Coast Hockey Association between the years 1915 and 24, and they won the Stanley Cup in 1917 against the Montreal Canadiens, winning the 5-game series 3-1. Now, in terms of my opinion on this whole potential expansion to Seattle, I personally think this is a good idea for the league, and this franchise has the potential to be a very successful one, provided there is a genuine interest for hockey already established or able to be created by the local Seattle populace. Of course, hockey won't be something new in Seattle as they have the Seattle Thunderbirds currently playing in the city, but will the city have enough interest on an NHL level? I mean, sure, you get fans going to Seattle Thunderbirds games all the time, but will there be enough fans to fill an NHL-sized rink night in, night out when they play home games? I think that will be the decider to whether this Seattle franchise sees the light of day and whether it's a successful franchise within the league. However, I think adding a 32nd team in general makes complete sense, whether it's Seattle or not, especially because the Vegas Golden Knights joined the league, as it gives the chance to balance out each division like they were when we had only 30 teams in the league. And the Seattle ownership group seems like they are invested enough and believe in the interest of the local fans so much that they are willing to throw large sums of money in the air to make their plan come to fruition, either through purchasing the rights for a team from the NHL or renovating an arena to make it NHL ready. If all of this goes to plan and Seattle gets an NHL team, between the renovation of Key Arena and purchasing this franchise from the NHL, it will cost them over $1 billion. $650 million for the purchase of the franchise, roughly $600 for the renovation of Key Arena. So that's $1.2 billion roughly alone, just to make sure that the arena's ready and to buy the team from the league. So they would be putting a lot of money into getting this NHL franchise. So to know that there's a group of owners that want to put in this much money because they want hockey in Seattle and they see it as a prosperous business opportunity, that's good. And I can understand why Gary Bettman wanted to hear these guys out and let them apply for it. However, in terms of the effect on the league as a whole, this once again means that the talent of the league will be somewhat watered down only a couple of years after Vegas joined the fray. Also, there are several teams that are struggling in markets in the NHL that simply aren't fit for NHL hockey, let alone their performance on the ice. Teams like the Carolina Hurricanes, the Arizona Coyotes, and the Florida Panthers simply aren't cutting it anymore and often have more empty seats than filled ones during a home game. So you could argue, why not just relocate a franchise to Seattle? Why not relocate the Coyotes to Seattle, or the Panthers, or the Hurricanes? Send them to a place where hockey could be more prosperous. That said, I think the move to add a 32nd team and balance the conferences again is a smarter move in my opinion, as it allows some fringe NHL players who might not have gotten a proper shot to show they belong in the league a chance to finally prove themselves. I mean, take the Vegas Golden Knights for example. Everyone thought the Vegas Golden Knights roster, including myself, wouldn't do so well this year because they have a group of depth players as their entire roster, apart from Marc-Andre Fleury, but he's been injured most of the season. However, almost halfway through the season, they sit in 6th place in the entire league, 6th out of 31 teams at the time of this recording. So it just goes to show that one team's trash can be another team's treasure. And if it worked for Vegas, it can surely work for Seattle, right? Also, it means the sphere of influence hockey has in the United States and the ability to create more fans of the sport grows with each new team added in the league in each new city. And overall, it means that more people get to witness the world's greatest sport up close, which, in my opinion, is never a bad thing. But there you go! What do you think about a potential expansion to Seattle? Is it good? Bad? Or do you think a team should be relocated there instead? Or do you think they should expand to another Canadian market? Maybe Quebec? Maybe bring back the Nordiques? Let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear what you guys think. But thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you have enjoyed. Please feel free to like, subscribe, share, or watch some of my other videos. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye!